iteration of the Grande lens, 1263. Stop. Hey, Mr. Hubbard. War against the Western tribes was soon declared, leading to a short, bloody conflict eliminating all major Western tribes. The War of Westphalia, 1263 to 1264. The surviving band of orcs led a small-scale rebellion led by Leonidas against the GA online in the form of 4 mostly unsuccessful surgical strikes. In the third strike, Leonidas was taken as a prisoner of war and later publicly executed, causing the demoralization of the rebellion. Execution of Leonidas 1265. A fourth and final strike was carried out, but without the patriarch of the cause, it was quickly slashed at the GA.
Rook, what's happening? Good to see you, man. Bill, Smiling Bill, there you are. And you are not here. I get it. I am here. I am a busy boy. This is going to be an interesting fix on this one. I kind of got started on it yesterday, and going to keep going on this. I'll probably finish it up today, do the whole setup on this live stream. It might take a couple hours, and I'm going to make some gnarly noises with this, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, Rogue, it's so good to see you. You are not here, I know. Lars, hello, man. Oh, it's great to see you guys, and thanks for joining my stream today. This is going to be an interesting one. This could be very helpful for in particular bass players, and if you're going to play any instrument, play bass, because you'll have a job for the rest of your life. Everybody play it, but play guitar too, because it's just cooler. But yeah, Lars. Oh, Lars, yeah, okay. And I'm calling you Lars. You know, I don't like to, but if you're cool with me calling you by your name, I would do that. But I try to be careful about anybody's personal stuff, if that's the way it is. I don't know. So I'm going to just go ahead and dive in, because I've got a lot to do on this one, and I'm going to break out one of my favorite tools that I use a lot here. And it's my Dremel tool. Now, some of this time, again, is going to be spent grinding on metal. So be careful with your headphones, because it could get a little bit loud, just so you know. I've tried to keep my, not many, yeah, you're right, man. Not many bassists are around right now. So what I'm going to do to try and help protect your ears a little bit, if you're wearing headphones, you know, or listening to me really loudly, which you should, because we're all deaf if we're guitar players, right? I'm going to turn the microphone volume down a little bit, so just so that I'm not blowing your heads off with this, right? So we're going to go ahead and get started, and what I have is this these saddles that go on this bass, and they are individual saddles instead of being a full mounting system here. Right, each one of them has its own space here. These are the original saddles that came off of it. I ordered a new set of 5 of them, but they weren't necessarily the right ones. So what I needed were a couple of these actual saddles that fit in these. The bass player, the young man, the guy that owns this bass, lost a couple of them. They fell out during a string change. And I'd like to also add that I think that what they've done to engineer these saddles is pretty terrible engineering, but I'm guessing that many of them are like this. So we're just going to get started here. Now, one other thing is that let me see, how can I do this? I want you to be able to see what I'm having to do here. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to push these saddles up so that they're all sitting in the same location roughly. They are not easy to move. The intonation adjustment on these saddles is really, I don't know. If you ask me, it's a fairly terrible design for this. So let's see here. Okay, so I've got these 2 saddles here, and believe I need to move this one. I'm going to pull this saddle out of this hole, because the way I know what saddle goes where is, oh wait, no, this one goes here and this one goes here. There we go. And now, actually, yes, I think that's correct. So what we'll look at here is, let me see if I can move this. So the intonation adjustment for this instrument is, this is how you intonate the instrument, and you'll notice that this one, you can barely move it, right? So we're going to check this little set screw here and see if that's holding things up, because I don't want it. Yeah, so this was tightened down, so I'm going to make these so that I can get them in and out. So this is the intonation adjustment, right? They move forward and backwards to set up the intonation. This is the one. This one is really in there. So I need to knock this out of there real quick, and I have to keep these in order, and I'll show you why. Let's see if I can. There we go. Now I've got it moved a little bit, so now I can move this forward, but it's real rough, so I am going to put a little bit of oil in there to lube these things up as best I can here. Now I'm going to show you from the front edge of these what I'm kind of faced with. What they've done is, on these saddles, hopefully we're in view. Yeah, we got good. Looks like we got a good good view of this. Let me turn on some light here. Maybe that'll help. So, short saddle. You'll notice that this front portion of the saddle is shorter than this one. See how it protrudes over the top of the actual piece? So we've got to have a short one here because of the neck radius, right? Short one here, then taller, 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 taller. Now, problem is that I'm having right now is that this is as low as this saddle will go with the adjustment screws completely out of the, there's no adjustment screws in here, and that's as low as it will go. But the string action on this instrument is way too high. So unfortunately, the neck angle on this bass is going uphill instead of downhill. And it is a neck through the body bass, meaning I can't unbolt the neck and change the neck angle like a bolt-on neck would be on a Fender Stratocaster, which is one of Leo Fender's greatest accomplishments and greatest engineering feats. It's a wonderful way to build an instrument. Gibson unfortunately had to do the glue joint, so if your neck angle is off, you got to pull the neck, unglue it and all that. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I have to do is pull these saddles out of here, and what I'm going to do is grind the bottom of the saddles off so that where the string goes through the actual saddle, it is as low as that string can possibly get. Thus the grinding that I'm going to have to do today, which is going to be a little painful for some of your ears, so just bear with me on this. Now, all of these, now another thing is that these saddles are very difficult to, well, not very, but some of them come out really difficult. Now, I've already ground off the bottom of this one, but we're going to start doing this, and I'm just hoping that I don't blow everybody's head off with the volume. Juicy Michael, hello. Zach, hello. Lars, I already said hi to you. Jampro, working and lurking. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, Jampro. Wow, we got a lot of folks in here. His current bit rate is lower than the recommended. Yeah, okay, shut up. There we go. And I think I have this thing set, yeah, to low. Yeah, so here's the saddle. So I'm going to start grinding on this, and while I'm doing this, I'm going to lower the volume just so that we don't hurt anybody's ears. And it's not going to be fun to listen to, and my voice did get quieter. I know it did. I'm doing that on purpose. Remind me to turn it up when I'm done. So let me get you over here so you can see what I'm up to. Oh, and I'm wearing a shirt that I should never, ever wear. Grrr, right? Tony the Tiger. Food that no human being should ever even consider consuming. It is loaded with sugar. It's terrible for your health. Don't eat Frosted Flakes. Okay, there we go. We are fed absolute garbage in our country, and we have an obesity epidemic beyond belief. So here we go. Now, the other thing is that these things are getting really hot when I'm grinding on it, so I have to find my, here we go. This is what I found is the best way to hold on to these things is to, and yes, I'm kind of scratching the paint on these. Well, this instrument's 15 years old, and the owner is not concerned about it looking perfect, right? This could be an interesting stream for y'all. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to check this one and see if I've got enough ground off of it. The idea here is to make these much like a Fender Stratocaster saddle, so that, let me make sure I've got that in the right direction. Yeah, I do. The idea here is to make these much like a Fender Stratocaster saddle. And I can take another, well, approximately 1/16 of an inch off. So this could take a little bit. I want to look through my bits here. Let's see if I have a better grinding apparatus. There it is. I'll put my, I went to, get this. Sorry, I went to Harbor Freight and bought this set of bits, and one of these might be a little bit better for it, for grinding this stuff off. Don't have any thick ones. Let me ask your opinion on this. Have you used these, and do they grind metal really well? Just curious if you know. And again, thanks for tuning in today. Or these ones. I'm just not sure. It seems like I've used them on metal before and they just turn into a ball of ground metal, ultimately. I'm going to give this one a shot and just see what happens here. Although the sandpaper is working just fine. I wonder if anybody has an opinion on those grinders that they sell with the, typically with a Dremel tool when you buy the attachments for it. I'm being very careful not to drop these because if it hits the floor it will vanish into infinity. I don't know if this thing is actually doing anything. Let's just see if that took anything off of here. Oof, careful. Don't drop it. Okay. And I know you can't really see what I'm doing right now, but we'll get this down here. And I'm going to tap this with a hammer a little bit to see how far down in here, if I've got it ground enough. And we are right there. Almost as low as it will go. I'm also looking at these saddles because it seems like they have a little bit of a slope to them. That is really not easy to see. But does anybody have their opinion of this kind of grinder? Curious. If you know, hopefully my camera was pointed at where I was working, because all it's doing is just getting a bunch of metal onto this and becoming an unsanding device. I know you can't probably hear me very well because I've got the mic turned down, but I should be loud enough that you can hear me talk and not have to listen to that super loud grinding going on here. Okay. Now, here's the bummer about these is that I am going to take a little more off of the bottom of this saddle. This is the actual saddle. I would consider this part to actually be the kind of the bridge. Yeah, it's nice everybody's saying hello to everybody. It's great to see you all here today. Oop. Butterfingers. Alright. So, in order to get this out of here, what I'm having to do... Oh, come on. Whew. I am definitely Mr. Butterfingers today. So, there we go. Get you down here. You can see what I'm doing to hold this. Alright, so now I'm pushing the saddle up out of the slot that it sits in. Okay, so we're definitely deep enough on this one, but I'm still going to take a little bit more off of this saddle because I just want to get this string action absolutely as low as possible for this guy. It's way too high. Even with the saddles, as low as these saddles will go, the string action isn't enough. It's not at my standard. So I've got to do this, you guys, and I'll try and do this as quickly as I can, but no, so it's going to be a little bit of this crud before I can actually get into fixing the instrument. So okay, and I'm gonna have to do this on all 5 of these things, and I can tell that I got that ground off a little bit crooked, so I'm gonna try and correct that a little bit. I took a little bit more off of this end, so we're gonna take a little bit off of this side. There we go. Now, one thing, the detail, the bottom of this does not need to be perfectly level. It can be a little bit crooked because the screws that set the actual string height will be the adjustment for the height. So this one is definitely low enough, and what I'll show you here is that the saddle is actually below the lowest point of this. Now, what will happen here is that if I can't lower the string action because I don't want the string resting on this surface, I want it resting on the saddle. if the string, and again, yeah, that's the direction it needs to go. I can grind a little bit out of this and get that string action down, and I wouldn't have to do this at all if it was a bolt-on neck. I could just put a shim in the neck and tilt the neck a little bit further back, and it problem solved. So now that I've got this one done, I'm just going to replace the the string action adjustment screws. But I have to drop them on the floor, never to be seen again. Let's see, where did you go? Look, I found another little screw down there that I've been missing for a while. It vanished into infinity. Oh, look at that. Yeah, okay. There it is, right in front of my face. All right, so I'm going to be very careful to not drop these again. All right. Okay, so got that one started. I just want to start these end pin screws right now, just so that I don't lose them or misplace them or something like that. I didn't get any thoughts on these grinders. I wonder if anybody's used these pieces of crap before, but you can see what happens to them if you grind metal. It just fills them up like a really cruddy piece of sandpaper, ultimately. Welcome to my world, right? All right, here we go. So I've gotten these started, and I want to keep the order of these saddles correct. So let me get that out of the way. Oop, come here. I'm looking for my stool. I need to raise my stool up a little bit. Okay, so that's that and that. Now I need to pull this one end pin out. And I'm pulling the end pins out because I don't want to grind them or have them fall out of there while I'm grinding on it. These things will automatically just back out and fall on the floor or something. Let's see. Oh, let me do this also. I forgot to. I really want to see the live chat. Jampro, I hope you're having a great day at work today, man. Jampro and I don't live too far from one another, and there's one guy in this chat who's known me longer than Jampro has, if he's still here, and that's Mr. Smiling Bill. Okay. If this will come out. And I'm going to have to do the same thing on this one. Drive one of these and you know, this is just something we got to do on this to get these saddles in and out. Again, I think it's a pretty sad engineering design on these things, to just for these parts to be this small. And you know, if something like this broke at a gig or something, God, you wouldn't have the tools to fix it likely. So I just am not a real fan of these things, but you know, it's the way they're built, so I'll deal with it. Try and make it better. Okay, so is this one gonna come out? There we go. Got it out of there. Isn't this exciting? All this time put into fixing a bass that had a terrible design to begin with because of the engineering of it. It's just really sad. I would have done this a whole lot differently. Not to mention, this bass absolutely does not need these types of saddles. This is a complete waste, ultimately, I think, of the way to design this bass, I guess. Terrible design. So I'm going to just grind off a lot of this one. Let me get my camera over here so you all can see exactly what I'm doing here.
Violin bows.
Get something else? You want to level another complaint? What? You want to level another complaint?
These do have a little tilt to them, so I've got to make sure that that tilt is pointed towards the ball end of the string on these. So all these little details that I've got to really pay close attention to. Oh my God. And apparently I am just going to drop stuff today. So I'm going to move my table a little bit. Get it back away from the edge. Alright, so now I have some room here to be tapping on stuff. I just want to make sure. And I still have, that one's bottomed out. Let me see if this will. There we go. So that one's low enough. So we're going to put the string action adjustment. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed you did. And I was listening to you play guitar when I was in my mama's belly. Everybody asked, why did you play guitar? Well, you're why. It's your fault, man. And I'm doing this today because of men like you, my uncle. By the way, I was listening to the Lastra sessions the other day, Bill. I think I told you this in a text recently, but man, I had tears streaming down my face listening to that, missing my uncle. Which, by the way, there it is, just so you can see it again. I know you're probably not a fan of getting tattoos, but you know what this is, and very meaningful to me. Laughing. Yeah, it's your fault, man. Okay, so this one is about done. So we'll go ahead and put this one back in the bridge. Ultimately, we'll put this saddle back in the bridge. Let's see if it'll actually go all the way. Yeah, this thing's. Boy, I am not a fan. This is just a terrible design for a bridge. I just am not at all a fan of this. It's garbage, if you ask me. God damn. See, I can't move these, and I'm gonna have to move these to intonate the instrument. It's just, really, guys? I have to hit it with a hammer to make it move. Unbelievable. I know it sounds like I'm bitching, but I just cannot believe that someone would design something so flawed. And this is definitely not due to the abuse of the owner of the instrument. Let's see, what can I use to spread this out? Here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver and see if I can spread this spread it just a little bit. Alright, I mean the thing binds up in here. Just unbelievable, you guys. Everybody trying to reinvent the wheel. Now all I'm doing is trying to spread this a little bit, and not much is really helping. And I don't want to have to hit this with a hammer while I'm trying to intonate the instrument. It's just garbage. I'll have to deal with that after the fact. This one came out pretty nicely. Let's see if the saddle will actually come out of here. This one did, so we're going to grind a bunch off of this one now. Tell that this is we'll call this the front. This end will go towards the nut. This end will go towards the ball end of the string. I mean, it's astonishing. Of course, I'll check all that before I put it back, but
We should do that.
here we go.
Today or tomorrow.
You hear where you can see I'm having to move my camera guy. He drinks a lot, so he has a hard time keeping up with me. This one went in and out of the saddle pretty easily. Oh, I better knock off these rough edges. Okay. Now, so that end, this direction. And I know that I got that one knocked down far enough that the height of this saddle is now going to be right. Robbie, hello, man. Welcome aboard. All right, here we go. Put these back in here again, just so we don't lose them. So I'm all set up when I go to put these back on the instrument and start stringing it up. And I'll do a preemptive strike with respect to the string action, but can't really do much about that just yet. There we go. Oh, nice. Good for you. Cool. It's nice to build a guitar kind of from scratch, ultimately. Then you can do whatever you want, right? You're not trying to invent what was done on the instrument to begin with, which is really nice. Anybody can build a guitar, but go ahead and fix one. That's what I always say. Same thing with plumbers. Anybody can plumb a house, but fix one. That's where it gets challenging. Okay, that goes there. So that saddle's done. We're almost there. I got 2 more to go, you guys, and then all this petty stuff will be out of the way. And I can see each one of these saddles. If I pull, I'm going to pull these final 2. I'll show you with these one more time what I'm up against here. Got to loosen this nut or set screw, I guess. Okay, so here's what they did. They did this kind of like Ibanez, or not, like Floyd Rose does with their saddles on a Floyd Rose. You'll notice that this one's shorter than this one, if you can see that. Hopefully the camera's showing that clearly, right? So this is the short one, and oops, put these back in here. And I'm keeping all 5 of these saddles in the same order that they came out of the instrument so that I don't lose track which one is which. So I've got all 5 of them lined up here. Again, it's something that'll save you a little bit of time if you're working on one of these. Short, tall, 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 and then short over here. So this is the order in which they'll go back on the instrument. Yikes. And let's see, is this thing, it's a little set screw here that supposedly holds the saddle in place, but you know that these loosen up over time. All of these move over time as you play an instrument, just because of friction. The string is ringing. And now I'm hoping this, yep, I got this one out of here, so there we go. So we'll put that one back, and we're gonna grind a bit off of this one. One more to go after this, and then we'll be putting the instrument back together again, I hope. So I got this. I'm gonna have to knock quite a bit off of this one. Let's see, Rob. Oh yeah, the parts are rolled. Oh yeah, cool. Oh, 83. Belial, what are you doing? Okay, I'll catch you up on this, and thanks for being here. It's great to see you. Probably met you on my live stream of the Black Sabbath concert. These are saddles off of a bass right here. They all go here, 5 of them, and they go in this order, 2, 3, 4, 5. So low string, high string, or bass string, treble string. And I'm having to shorten these saddles because the string action is too high on this instrument. I don't know, had like string buzz even when the guitar isn't plugged in. Would that be saddle height? Yes. Or neck relief, or you've got a tall fret. So yes and no. Oh, I'm sorry, my camera guy again, he drinks a lot, so he can't keep up with me. There he goes. Yeah, Belial, thanks for being here. This is just another part of my channel if you didn't notice, but I do guitar repairs. It's what I do for a living, primarily. It's just what I do. So you can watch me do some repair work on a guitar. Maybe, my hope is that somebody will learn something, or this will help another musician with an instrument that doesn't work properly to be able to fix it.
Do you know why these appeared on my bench?
Let me tighten up this, I need to tighten up my, yeah, it loosened up a little bit. There we go. Might notice my sandpaper was starting to slide a little bit. So I'm almost done. I only have one more of these things to go, so it's been a little bit repetitive today, but you get to see what happens here. Zach. Yeah, Zach, that's an interesting comment. It is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ply
Yes?
neck. Let's see. I can already see. Alright, so that's going to go this direction. I have to pay attention to what direction the saddles sit in the saddles. There's 2 saddles on this thing apparently. Yep, I'm going to tap this. I'm going to tap this down so it touches the bottom. And I need to take a little bit more off of this one. I wonder if I can get this out of here without having to run that set screw. Nope. I got to do this again. It's really a shame that I actually have to do this, but also I don't think that the reason I'm having to do this is necessarily because the bass was built poorly. I think that a lot of this is because the wood has changed shape over the years of drying and curing and such, and thus the neck angle has changed in the wrong direction.
How much to put a tape onto like a CD?
Oh, it usually depends on the length of the tape, but generally about $100 for one.
Around
And
$100 for one.
I am not. Yeah. It's generally for people who have like live recordings and stuff.
Guitar tweaker. That, you ain't kidding, man, but I appreciate that comment. Wound the reverse headstock strings on the top. Yeah. There's a video of me on a guy's channel where I strung up a left-handed guitar backwards, and I just had to laugh at myself after that. Robbie, it's so easy to do stuff like that, isn't it? Put strings on guitars your whole life, and then Zach, yeah, it's a PV. This is a, and forgive me for not sharing that. This is a PV. Let's see. It's called a PV Grind NBT. Let's figure out what we can NBT these to make it something absolutely goofy. NBT. No or non. What's a word that starts with B that means simple? Okay. Ooh, hot. NBT. There we go. All right, we'll put these adjustment screws back in there. You guys, I know this is terribly exciting, isn't it? but we're almost done with this part of the repair. Got the string retainer on the high end. Yeah. It's been a long time since I've strung up a guitar backwards or wound them, but on my reverse headstock, my new Strat, I'm still getting used to the tuning it like that. I'll be at a gig and reach up to tune my guitar, and I'll reach at the wrong side of the headstock. Duh. That thing did great though this weekend at our show. We had a really great show. Okay. Played in the little town of Athena, Oregon. They pay us very well and they treat us amazingly. They're great people there. Cool little community. If you ever have a chance to visit Athena, Oregon, please do. It's awesome. This one, I have a lot of material. I'm gonna have to grind a lot off of the bottom of this. What is it? 40. This is a 5-string set. I already started with these, but we can sell those.
No problem. I just found them under my bench.
Hang them up on the wall. We'll use them. Okay, so I've got to remove quite a bit off of this one, but fortunately this is the last one I've got to do, you guys. So bear with me here, and we'll get into something I think slightly more exciting than just watching me sit here and grind these things. Turn the tuner the wrong way. I haven't done that yet on my reverse headstock guitar, but I will say this. I mean, I play it and my other Strat, and I know there's a lot of debate about Jimi Hendrix having his guitar strung, you know, with the long strings and all that stuff. I haven't noticed a goddamn bit of difference between it and my regular Strat, so I don't think the tuning thing is, I think it's more psychological than anything. I think it just looks cool. Sandpaper. Thus, having one of these laying around, if you're working on your guitar, is a real handy thing to have. Want to find
You have to go out to the dumpster.
This guy right here we'll use, and we'll put a new piece of sandpaper on here, and we'll continue. Couldn't have just used it for the last one. I mean, no way, right? It had to break before I was done doing my work. Okay, so there we go. Isn't that how it goes? If you've worked on guitars, you're right down to the end of using a tool and it breaks. Right at the very last moment. And I tell you what, if your name is Marshall, it will absolutely happen. I don't know if I've turned the tuner the wrong way, but that's a great observation. I don't know if I've done that. I don't think I have. But definitely I could see how you could do that. Boy, these things get hot grinding on them like this. So I wanted to mention a couple of other YouTube channels that I hope y'all might visit.
He tells me to brush my teeth every day.
Number one, Rune Svensson, I believe. If you do a search for Rune, you'll find his channel. He's a really great guitar player, and he's a very, very helpful dude. I'm just knocking off the rough edges on that one, so let's see. And we need that side facing the bridge. I know that you can't see what I'm doing because my camera guy, and he drinks a lot, so this saddle to go in here. Yes, all right, we're done grinding. I've gotten all of it. Strat, you could get away with stringing it topside instead of runner mid. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Leo Fender did it right the first time. I don't know why you would do that, but I suppose if you were left-handed, you might want to do something like that. Interesting thought, though, Robbie. Okay. So now we're going to put these back on the guitar and put strings back on it and see what happens with our string action, with it set as low as it can possibly go on all 5 strings. So each one of these saddles literally has 4 hex keys that you have to adjust things. There's one here to hold it in place for intonation, 2 here for adjusting string height, and 1 here. Come on, guys. That's a bit too much. Took more thought to design this thing than just to use what was already designed that was better than this, but I just said that, didn't I? Okay. There we go. Okay, so let's put these saddles back on it. Now again, I've kept them all in correct order. Here, low string or bass string and treble string, and the saddles are all down as low as I can possibly get them. So we'll just go ahead and screw these saddles back on the instrument, and we'll see where we ended up. I'm going to set my clutch to about 3 so I don't strip anything out. Alright, just a real light. I'll go over it and tighten these up by hand. I need to magnetize my drill bit. One of these little gadgets right here, pretty handy. You see that with it. Sometimes a magnetized drill bit can be awesome, and sometimes they're really a pain in the neck. But with these ones, you can demagnetize them, so see, in that case, it was really handy. You notice this saddle, I'm having a hard time, so I'm likely going to have to do that, hit it with a hammer while the strings are on the instrument to get the intonation on this instrument. I'm going to spread this out a little bit. So that we can adjust it without having to hit it with a hammer. It's goofy. This one doesn't want to move. There we go. I know my favorite thing to do is hit guitars with hammers. Now these saddles would just totally fall out of here if I had to turn the bass upside down, which I will do when I put strings on it because it's the easiest way to do that I've found. But I know everybody puts strings on instruments differently, and that is a wonderful thing. There's more than one way to say skin a cat. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cinch these up a little bit, and again I'm going to do a little bit of a preemptive strike on the intonation on this before. There we go. God, boy, I hope the intonation isn't that hard. Okay, so I'm going to cinch that one up. Cinch. Now, kind of a rule to follow when you're doing an intonation setup. Now, I'm not saying this is even going to be close, but I need to move this one further forward. Is if you're going to intonate, if you intonate this one, the thickness of this string is how far back you should set this saddle behind it. The thickness of the string. It's not a rule, and it doesn't always work, but it's a kind of a good place to start to begin to get yourself intonated. Then you likely don't have to move the saddles too terribly far when you're actually intonating the instrument. See, these pieces fall right out of here. And also, these little adjustment screws, it seems to me that they're lifting the saddles a little bit. So not a fan. This design is really, I'm gonna say it's pretty terrible. I think it is. I know I'm sitting here bitching about it. My rant for the day, there we go. And forgive me if I'm not engaging with the chat very much today. I've got to stay busy. I'm definitely getting paid to do this for this guy, and I want to do a good job, but I also want to get it done quickly to save him some money, hopefully.
Did Richard come in today, Joey? Or Marshall?
No, I did not see him. Okay, so there we go. Our saddles are all back to in the guitar, right? Okay, so here we go. We're going to put some strings on this thing, and we'll go through changing strings on this. I got to be real careful not to. I have guitar students, I think. Oh no, John's not going to be here today. I've had a lot of guitar students come and go, and one of my favorites, his name is John. He's just a fantastic guy. Delete this and all following events. Okay. So he won't be coming and seeing me anymore. He moved out of town. He moved to a bigger city where apparently there's more stuff going on and more social life probably. All right, so let me see if I can string this up backwards, Robbie. I don't think I can. Now I've already had these strings on here, so this process is going to be a whole lot more difficult than it would have been had I noticed all of the problems with this instrument before I started stringing it up.
Freight.
I got something. Hopefully it's something good. There we go. Again, this is a 5-string bass, so oops. And okay, Robbie, here you go. I just put the E string in the B string slot. There, yeah. There's the E string, and the B string's bigger, right? I just did it. You just watched me almost do something goofy. There you go. Now I did it right. Now my little mistake that I made will be on somebody else's channel who all they have time to do is make fun of other YouTube creators because they can't do anything like this on their own. I'm joking, but that's probably true. There are guys out there that all they do is they play their guitar and make fun of other channels on YouTube, and then they share that with everybody, and it's funny. There we go. And the D string, I think I'm pretty close here. This is, you know, with these split stock, split shaft machine heads are actually pretty cool. But this is the reason why I don't ever cut the strings off until I'm actually done with the guitar on a normal machine head. When I say normal, they have a hole drilled through them. I just never cut them off to the last thing, because trying to do this on a guitar that has normal, I say normal just because they're more common. I guess common would be a better way to call it. It's like calling a left-handed guitar or a right-handed guitar normal, or kind of ambidextrous. Now, this is a whole lot easier to do with a brand new set of strings, but okay. Oh, I think I know what this is. Let's open a, how about we do an unboxing? Pitney Bowes, comps, guitars, gizmos. I know exactly what this is. A buddy of mine who I'm going to get to visit with, sounds like fairly soon. I have no more paper towels under my bench. I don't know why I would not have paper towels under my bench. I gotta go get some paper towels. Why do I not have paper towels? Interesting. Okay, so I think we got some cool parts here. Floyd, when I send the parts on, hard to put them back on. Okay, let's open this up. I believe here's another guy's channel that I think you should check out, and that is Mark Tanner. He is my buddy from Australia, and I believe that this part right here is for him, because when he gets here, we're likely going to buy him a guitar, and we want to make it a traveler. Thanks again, Marshall. Look at that. That's great. This is from Guitar Gizmos, Van Buren Street, Merrittville, Indiana. I've lost their, let's see, they don't have their website stamped anywhere on this, but I love that personalized little note. And I do this for a lot of folks on their instruments. Put a note in there, and they may not see them for years, but that's cool. All right. And I think I know what this is. In fact, I do know what this is. This is to turn a normal Strat style bolt-on neck guitar into something that can be traveled with. Right? They are screws that we will thread into the body so that we're not threading the wood screw into wood and pulling it out and putting it. So if he travels, he can take the guitar apart, take the neck off of it, and have it work. And they send you a hex key. This is a hex key, it's not an Allen key. Sorry if I didn't have that. Here they are. So this part will go screw into the wood of the guitar, and it's very cool how they've done this. I mean, this is great design. Well, okay, so well, I was thinking the hex key was a great idea, but it doesn't really do what I thought it would do. What would you use the hex key for? Why did they send this? Oh, that's why they sent it. You screw this into here. Although, I will mention this, they do have little slots in this, so you could use a flathead screwdriver, but you screw this into here. What a great idea. And then you can tighten this drive this into the wood, and you never have to pull it out again. We'll use a little bit of thread locker on this to hold it in place. Pretty cool. I don't know how soon Mark will be here, but it sounds like he might be headed this way sometime soon. I ain't holding my breath, but we'll see. Although I have already found him a car that he can buy when he gets here, and a Airbnb, but I haven't talked to him about that yet. Alright, so we're all in here, and there we go. Mark Tanner's parts. Alright. Let's get strings back on this thing. See what happens. Man, there was a lot of crap under there, wasn't there?
An incredible amount, honestly.
Yeah. Astonishing you can get that much stuff in that little space. My bench is kind of a mess too, but it's parts that I know where they are. So it's difficult. I love these kind of machine heads, by the way. They are awesome.
I could hear another box.
I noticed.
Now I did yesterday. I've already tightened up all the nuts on these and the tensioning screws on the outside of the machine head. So these things feel really nice and solid, and they're working fantastically today. So something that you should check every string change. Alright, so I can already see, if we look at the string action back here, we've accomplished our goal. I am now going to be able to get the string action on this bass low enough that it is acceptable for my work standard and the way I set up guitars and basses to be acceptable. So that if you tell somebody, yeah, Marshall set up my guitar, I won't be ashamed of it. We're almost there, we're almost there. This is what Robbie was talking about, going the wrong direction. winding the strings on.
There's some customers that want
That is, oops, right? It's cool because all these machine heads feel very similar with respect to the tension that's on them. They all turning about the same, with the same resistance, which I really like. It's nice. Although this one, I say that, but this one actually feels a little bit looser than the rest, so we're gonna give it one little cinch up here. You want to be careful tightening these because you can ruin that white.
No. More of it. Give me one of those. Give me the
Teflon washer, and then you got a loose machine head on your hands. Ouch, that one got me. I just poked myself in the finger. Look at how nice and tidy my strings look on here. So it looks like a professional put strings on this thing. I like. Okay, so we're about ready to check our neck, or our neck relief. I'm going to tune this thing up. Okay, so okay, I'm just looking a couple things over here on this thing. Let's get our tuner on here. Snark tuners cannot hear a low B string, or they can just barely hear it. So I use the harmonic at the 12th. My ear still works pretty good. You can see how close I was when I put these strings on here. Except for this one.
What can I do for you? What can I do for you?
And even the low E, the harmonic works pretty good. Okay, got her all tuned up, at least close. We're going to check our neck relief and see what's happening here. I'm hoping that, I am praying to God that this thing has a big old underbow in it. Because I have definitely helped the string action on this instrument, but if this doesn't have a big, huge underbow in it, I am back to grinding the saddles so that I can lower the string action enough. Now my fingers are crossed. What's that? Looking at the tire, said it was back or reversed on top regular. I hope my camera's not reversed. Oh, you know what? My camera might be mirrored. No, it's not. I hope not. Bitrate 20. Let me go into OBS for a quick here. And I'm gonna go to my settings, and we're gonna go to output. Output bitrate. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to change anything. Okay, there's that. My fingers are crossed, please. Please. Okay, so the underbow on this neck, or the neck relief, is about twice what it should be. So when I lower that, it is definitely going to lower the string action. So fingers crossed that is that's going to get it down to the point that I can now get the string action too low. That's what I want. And PV does a great job. This is another thing PV does great. They put the screws for the truss rod cover right directly under the strings.
Shelby could totally wear that.
Literally directly under the strings. I mean,
No, that's not fair. I'll show you faster.
they obviously don't think that their instruments will ever have to be adjusted, apparently. Literally directly under the strings. The DG, or I'm sorry, the E, A, and D strings are literally directly running over the top of the strings to remove the truss rod cover. I mean, how dumb is that? God.
Stereo music. Uh-huh. Uh-oh.
And I just noticed that the
What?
the A string, the nut slot is too tight, so we're going to fix that.
Not turn on?
This is the same gauge strings that the owner of the instrument asked me to put on the instrument, so we're going to have to widen out a couple of nut slots on this thing. Astonishing.
Uh-huh.
Astonishing.
Um,
Okay.
he's not here right now, but I can probably walk you through. We can try, and if not, I can probably.
Oh
You
no.
live in the Grande?
Okay.
I might be able to go up there to help you.
And my little
So,
red flashlight
Walk
isn't.
me through. So, Amazon turns on, right? It isn't Amazon TV, so it probably will say Amazon when it boots up. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Oh, come on.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to find my flashlight. Damn it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so what we have going on here is a truss rod that's had the incorrect
Turned on.
hex key inserted into it, and it is totally stripped, and I need to tighten it. I can't remember. I may have tried to turn it before, and it was really tight.
You're pressing the
I don't
Alexa
remember,
button
but
on the
it's going to be a
remote,
metric
That is not the power.
wrench. So let's see. It looks like it's about an 8 mil now.
Okay. Yes, that's why that's not doing anything.
Okay.
Yeah, don't press that button. Uh-huh. Uh-huh, okay. Then go to... Have you hit the home button? The little button that looks like a home.
Interesting.
Nothing happens?
It appears that I'm missing a few hex keys out of my hex keys. And of course, the one I'm missing, oh, this is a 6 mil, maybe. Let's try this one. Okay, so it's definitely not a 6 mil. But my 5 mil is missing. Isn't that? And it's amazing how that happens. Let's see. Do I have a 5 mil?
I don't think that'll work. You'll have to navigate to the input selection on the home screen of the television.
Well. Alright. Okay, so I have a brand new set of hex keys here, and I'm gonna have to destroy one of them, it looks like. Probably. Dang. Now, I just offered some advice yesterday to someone where you have a hex key that won't turn a hex, won't turn
problem with your dish.
a screw because it's the wrong size. Okay, so this is actually fitting in here. So I'm going to tap it with a hammer, and I'm going to try it.
Connection between the television and the dish.
Now I need to tighten this truss rod, so
A cable might have gotten
absolutely not.
that could cause this. Or
So this thing has been completely stripped out. Oh, maybe not. This might turn. And I am getting it to turn a little bit. Okay, so it's not completely stripped out, but it ain't right.
Off and then back on.
Let me see.
The actual like cable box. We'll try turning it off.
Okay, got a couple turns. And I'm gonna go one more on this one. This is a lot of turning on a truss rod.
Does it not have a
but
power button on it?
okay.
Oh man, you work on basses too?
Yes.
That's weird. That's
You
just
play
weird.
bass, don't you?
Nobody does.
Nobody, exactly. Did you hear that? Okay, I'm online with like there's 816 billion. No, you don't have to go.
Yeah, we just keep joking around.
One of the greatest banjo players in the surrounding areas just walked into my shop, and he's a fantastic guy. This is Jim. You want to say hi to everybody?
Howdy, y'all.
Okay.
Hi,
There he
everybody.
is. He's a handsome devil too, but yeah, you heard him say it. Nobody plays bass. If you want a music job for the rest of your life, if you want a career, play bass. Am I wrong?
No, I play bass too.
Yeah, I figure so.
I like the short scale stuff though.
Yeah. So again, my A string on this instrument was a little bit, the slot was a little bit too narrow. The string, I had to pop it out of there. So.
On the home screen of the television itself, not the cable service.
Here's an amazing set of tools that you can buy at most any hardware store, right? This little set right here. This is a nut, for basses, is a nut file dream come true. So I've got this nice little round nut file with a tapered front, so I can grind the nut to the proper width for this A string. Now, the back edge of the nut doesn't matter that much. I'm not trying to lower the string action or the first fret action. I'm trying to widen out this nut slot so that the string doesn't get pinched in here and cause tuning stability problems.
And then that brings up the home screen, right? Go left to the box with the arrow on it.
And my apprentice Joey is currently walking somebody through how to turn on their television and stuff. It's amazing the services that we provide here. You see the look on his face. Priceless.
I think it's like a box with an arrow.
All right. So now we've gotten that done. So now let's check our
and then it should bring up like HMI1, HMI2, etc.
Okay,
Is it
let's check our neck relief.
is HDMI too dark? Like is it grayed out or is it light?
I'm going to tune the instrument back up.
Okay.
No, this is. Look at that! My ear work still is working good.
Nothing?
I got that E string to E without even using the tune.
Oh. Did you cables or satellite or whatever? It doesn't. It just tells you what it is. It doesn't actually.
These old snarks are just.
Yeah.
This thing's about 8 years old, and they're the new ones. Ooh. Where? Oh, okay. My wire, that fret buzz was from my cable for my camera.
Oh.
Okay, so now we're tuned back up. Let's see where our neck relief is at now. Please, 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 please. The string action looks better, but it is not solved, and I'm hoping that I still have a bunch of underbow, but as much as I just turned that truss rod, I am thinking that our neck might be backbowed at this point, but maybe
But
not.
Then the voice won't work.
Holy smokes.
Okay. Select it.
So, that little...
Yeah.
Y'all watch me turn that truss rod. What'd I give it? Full half a turn or so? It didn't do anything. It didn't underbow the neck at all.
Click it.
But now my A string is not hung up in the nut, so we got that solved. Where's my 5mm? Where did I put it down?
The input to the cable.
Put it down right underneath my. Okay, so we're gonna give it some more. Here we go. Okay. This neck has a very deep underbow in it right now. And the truss rod is not stripped. It looked like it was, but okay. I know I'm going all out here. What is my alarm going off for? I think I'm supposed to have another guitar lesson. Oh yeah, Ryland just my other student who's supposed to be here today just texted me earlier and said that he can't be here for his lesson today, and I need to respond to that real quick. He knows that I'm here working. No problem.
What are the buttons at the very top?
Appointment. Best wishes.
Are there buttons?
Okay. What's that? Oh, my buddy David also texted me. All right, let's tune this thing back up and see where we're at. Forgive me for being interrupted there. We're getting our tune.
A lot of times you have buttons that are labeled like that.
Okay, I want to look at my string action. Oh, yes. Look at that. Now, that's as low as it can go right now, but I think our neck relief is finally right. We are going to bring this thing back to life. A lot of work to get this thing where it is right now. A lot of work.
I think.
Okay, so
I think your dish.
I've moved the truss rod, so the neck is very flat right now. However, I think that I've got the string action to a point where I can actually adjust it to proper height.
Through entropy. And it's
So the B string is, I'm going to measure at the 17th fret as if it was a Fender brand guitar.
Just
We're
sometimes
at
it happens.
5.5 on the
just
B string, and we're at 4 on the E string. So we're going to raise the E string up a little bit,
stuff just comes.
which is exactly what we were hoping to be able to do.
It may be at the back.
I think
Of the
if you've been tuned in for this whole live stream, you've actually watched this thing start to happen. 5/64ths on the low E. We're at 4/64ths on the A string, so we're going to bring that up just about a half a 64ths. I like to graduate the string, so I want 4 1/2 64ths on the A string.
That may require.
And I like to do these adjustments in the playing position. Not that it makes much of a difference, but
If it does something, I'm not.
Still too low. I've got to bring that A string up a little bit.
Not necessarily dish.
So
It's connected. I know it's
still need to come up a little bit. Small movements. Here's what I'm doing. You don't need to be looking at my face necessarily. So I'm raising the string action.
It could be the dish itself, or.
Oh, I'm so happy I can do this. Oh.
I'm not.
There we go. 4/64ths on the A string, and the D string we're at 3 1/2, so it's perfect.
I don't.
And the G string is at 3 1/2, and it's perfect. So let's tune her up. And we'll play this thing a little bit. Now I have to intonate it first.
No. Because it's still, you can still select it, and it's not a gray screen that says no signal. That's what would happen if it was the television, if it was not connected to the grid box. So I know it's connected via HDMI 2.
So the neck is too flat now, and I have to create some more neck relief. So we're going to loosen the truss rod a little bit.
You may
Subtle little amount. I had to, now usually I wouldn't do that, but on this instrument, because the string action was so questionable, now I've got it high enough that it's kind of even and set up a little bit. Usually we want to get the neck relief proper before we do the string height. So we'll have to readjust that a little bit.
I can give you Richard's number as well.
I'm going to give it about, maybe a 1/16 of a turn there. Let's check our neck relief now. A lot of work going into this thing. You wonder why when you take your guitar to a tech, why they charge you as much. It's a lot of time, and sometimes they got to get creative to make your instrument behave properly. So I still need to loosen the truss rod ever so slightly, so we're going to do that. Oop. Careful. Let's see if I can do this without having to. Okay. We got to loosen the truss rod. Seems like I have to move this truss rod quite a ways to get it to change the underbow in the neck. You want to make sure the instrument's in tune to the pitch that you want it when you're adjusting the truss rod. Otherwise, you're not getting an accurate Okay. I can tell that that definitely moved the neck because the string action here has gotten pretty high. So we might be in that fine line of, yep, so I went too far, my goodness. So I know that I gave it 2 turns. I'm going to move it once, see if I can split the difference. There we go. I'm being very careful to not touch the strings with my hex key. Okay, I'm fingers crossed that we're going to be where we want to be with the neck relief at this point. Wow. Wow. It's still, I got to move it some more. So I'm almost moving it further than I did to begin with. That's just interesting. Sometimes.
Maybe here in a little bit.
No. Boy, a lot of work. No, you don't need to be looking at my face. I'm using the harmonic at the 7th fret. Okay, let's check our neck relief now.
Say that now.
Fingers crossed that we, I need to play it a little bit here because what I was experiencing was that it was too flat and I had a lot of fret buzz, so. Now I've gone too far. Boy. This is the most sensitive truss rod I think I've had to turn in quite a long time. There we go. I'm going to play it a little bit. We'll plug it in and play it. Okay. Oh boy. So I've been at this for almost 2 full hours. Don Joe, hello. Man, it's coming along. If you've been, forgive me for not responding, man. This has been a challenging one for sure. I want to get my bass, plug this thing in and see what she sounds like. I should be able to do this on using my archetype or NeuralDSP plugins. And you should be able to hear it, but might have to do something. So give me a moment here to get this thing to sound right. Okay. The new update to Reaper, it seems like it takes forever for it to open after the latest update. And it could be just Google. It being a bloated sack of crap. All because people have nothing better to do with their time than to create viruses for people to have to fight. It's the time we waste, the time that we spend on computers wasting because of other bad people we'll never get that time back. It's really sad. So Reaper is still opening on my brand new laptop. So we're gonna get some sound out of this thing. You'll be able to hear it here soon. Okay, whatever. Okay, now let's go to File, New Project. I should be able to do. Give me a second here. I've got to make sure. I have to go through this version of Reaper that I've got and set it up so that it's my default project is. My default project is set up properly so that when I open a new project, it just does what I want it to do. Okay, so that's reroute 1 and 2, and then I'm gonna put the dark glass NeuralDSP dark glass VST. It's taking forever to just try to add an effect on a track right now. I wonder how much of my dark glass. Where are you? There you are. Or dark glass ultra. Now we'll see how long it takes for this to open. Okay, I want to pull up a preset. So my factory presets aren't loading, so that sucks. Forrestal Savall. I think this guy. Clean guitar. All right, clean bass. Okay. Now, guys, forgive me for this small delay. This will all get saved, and this process will be a little bit quicker from here on out. I'm going to go to here, and we're at input 1. Okay, so got the gain. Turn the gain down. So my audio interface isn't even selected for Reaper. Focusrite USB audio. Okay, there we go. Now I'm not sure if y'all will be hearing this just yet. I'm just diming all. There we go. Okay, so forgive me for that little interruption. Now I need to go to OBS and tell my audio input capture to use reroute. I'm going to just select something different. Let's see, reroute, stereo, client 1, client 2, hit OK. And it doesn't work, so I have to. The audio input capture on OBS is absolute shit. It is absolute dog shit. Terrible design on it. Because it doesn't especially using reroute as in Reaper, which is designed to go directly to another audio input on your computer. Because OBS is the way it is, when you shut it off and turn it back on, it doesn't recognize that you've already set up a channel. So now you're hearing the bass. I'm going to turn the volume down on that quite a bit. Forgive me. And I'm going to turn my vocal mic back up. Alright, so now that's probably banging pretty loud. And I need to turn my amp. Okay, now I have one other thing that I've got to do, you guys, and I appreciate you. Being cool with me on doing this. If you're still hanging with me, I'm gonna put a filter on my microphone on this so that I can play through my amp and not have you guys have to get your heads blown away with my microphone picking up the amplifier sound.
Yeah, I think everything right now that these guys are using that we got.
We're gonna do a ratio of 32 to 1 and a threshold down to 0. And my side chain is going to be my audio input capture, and I'm gonna close that. So now, when I play this bass, I'm going to turn it up in my amplifier here at the shop, and I should be able to play this thing and not have it be captured by the microphone on the camera. That should mute can see that that fret, has pulled up, the fret here has pulled up out of the fingerboard. So let's get up on this so you can see what I'm doing here. So no other fret. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this fret with a hammer. Now, what I want you to look for here, again, so this fret, if you look very close, you can see the gap under this fret. Where's my straight razor? There's a gap. I can fit my whole razor blade, and I think I can probably fit the backside under this fret. So that fret has lifted that much. So watch the gut fly out from underneath this fret. What do you think? Can I fix it? I gotta turn the gain down on that channel a little bit. Alright, let's see what you sound. Ooh, just don't be beating up the guitar. So I'm still going to work on these couple of frets that I feel are too high, and I may actually raise the string action on that. I want to check that again real quick. Checking it up to 17th. It's 4/64, which I like the string action on that string lower than that. However, I got to move this. I'm going to move this saddle a little bit. It's actually 3/64. So we need to raise this string action ever so slightly. And again, on these saddles, I want them sitting perfectly level. It's a little bit high, but let's see what our string action. So the next fret is popped a little bit also. So as I go about this, I'm probably going to be chasing frets here for a bit. Okay, so Now you might be wondering what I'm doing right here. This is a bit of mojo that I like to use. What I'm doing is I'm looking at how much space the string has to spin in a circle. What's happening?
I heard the back room was
Yes, yes, right through there. The switch is right behind that ladder.
Appreciate that.
And there's a little lock on the back of the door there if you care to lock it. Nobody here cares, right? Okay, so I'm looking at the amount of room I have to push the string down to each fret as we go, because these frets are pulling up out of the fingerboard on this instrument. Which happens as the wood shrinks, it pushes the frets up out of them. So. And if I notice one is quite a bit lower than another, I will hit it with a hammer. Out from the underneath the fret, and just that little tap there gave this string a lot more clearance. That's looking, and I'm looking for the same distance on each string, or on each fret, that I have to push the string down. I want it to be the same, and this one's still way too high. So this is, I think, where I started. And the thing is, before I hit it with a hammer, I make sure that the neck is sitting on my block here. You gotta be really careful to not hit the string when you're doing this. One string button. Okay, I'm feeling like I've done a pretty good job on this thing. I gotta check my time on this thing. So it's been 2 hours since I basically started on this thing, and you've seen what I've gotten done today and the amount of work that I had to do on this thing. So my hope is that if you're working on your own, I know some of you already know how to do all of this stuff, but if you live in a small community or someplace in the world where you don't have somebody like me around, that maybe some of these things can show you things that you can do with your own instrument. Be careful hitting instruments with a hammer. And this side of this one is brass, this is plastic, so the brass is softer than the fret material, so I can't hit it with the brass. But this is just things that you hopefully might share with you that you can do if you're having trouble with your instrument. Neck relief that we did, frets popping up out of the fingerboard, nut slots that are too tight, saddles that are too tall that you can actually shorten. I mean, that's a lot of stuff on this instrument, and I'm really pretty confident that the setup on this thing is going to be pretty good. Now, I may re-stream after I get back from lunch, however. Let me check. Let's check my schedule today. This afternoon, I have... Yeah, I won't be able to do any more streaming on this, so I'm going to continue working on this. I have students from 3:30 until... I'm sorry, I have students from 4 until 6 tonight. So that's what we're going to do. Is thank you guys for tuning in, and for everybody who might have tuned in today for the first time, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I did not meet my goal today, which is just fine. I was hoping to get one super chat for a small amount. Joe, dude, I don't know if you've It's great to see you. Thank you for everything you've done. You've really helped my channel a lot, man. It's great to see you. Almost live, yeah. I got a couple more minutes. I'm just gonna play this thing a little bit, tune it up. Without playing this bass like I have been playing it, I would have never found that. We still have problems. I'm going to be chasing frets for a while on this thing. So, Joe, dude, I owe you a huge thank you, man. Your gift to everybody was just so very kind, and it really helped me out a lot. I appreciate that. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of... Charlie, you always comment right at the end of my streams, and I appreciate that. This week, so here's what I got going on this week in my musical life, not work. Well, my music isn't a job. So this Saturday night, I'm playing at the T-Post in Walla Walla, Washington from 9 to 1 a.m. And then Sunday, we are, my band, myself and the vocalist in my band who own the PA system, we're going to use our PA system to run sound for the Miners Jubilee event that happens in Baker City for the headlining band. So I'll be running sound starting setup around 1 p.m. The show starts at 5. And we're getting paid a pretty good chunk of change to do that for them. And we're using all of my gear and our vocalist. So the Some People system is going to be used, and we'll be there engineering sound. And if it is possible, I'm not sure, but I may try to live stream that if the band is okay with me doing that. I think they do covers and such, so there definitely will be a copyright strike, but it'll be fun for me to be able to run sound for another band and actually do it basically use the exact same equipment that I use for my own personal band. So, and then Saturday at our gig on Saturday at the T-Post, they have a house engineer who I've been pretty disappointed with when I go out front to hear what our band sounds like. It's not loud enough, and the guitars are just buried. So I'll do my best to help him with that without offending him, because we need to have lots of bass, lots of kick drum, and lots of guitar. So that's the shit. Rune. That's Rune. You guys, if you check out Rune, please go to his channel and subscribe. I got all your emails, brother, but I have not had a chance yet to look at all the videos. I'm busy, dude. When I'm at home, I'm still working, ultimately. I've got a lot of songs to learn. Also on August 2nd, I'm playing for the Union County Fair for a band called Fading Sage. So I hope to get maybe have some of their video up at some point in time. Fading Sage, they are a band based here in Grande, Oregon. Actually, I take that back. They're based in Pendleton, Oregon. And Sage is their lead guitarist, who the band is named after, and I get to fill those shoes. So all the people that love the band because of their guitar player are going to get to see me walk in and play guitar in his place. So either I know that the way it is, people will, you know what happens. It's just, I'm not in competition with anybody. Is that Mark? All right, motherfucker. I don't know if you saw this earlier. You ready for this? Yeah. Look like what you were needing. When I see you, we will have a little bit of work to do. Oh, and I have the right size drill bit to drill the holes out in whatever $50 guitar you buy to make it portable. I'm a man of my word, brother. Let's see. Oh, semi-raining day from Florida. Well, you poor people. We see it's not the rainy season here. This is the only time of year we have 2 months where it doesn't rain here. Fact. So, yeah, there's Mark. Thank you, Snooks, for doing that for everybody. You too, Varun. Yeah, Varun, thanks for tuning in today. Oh, Mark. And I have some news for you. I've done a little bit of looking around with some of the questions that you posed to me. And keep in mind, dude, I have been buried and busy. And you guys, Mark and I go way, way back in the world of the internet and being friends on the internet.
Yeah?
I have a depression moving over us into the Gulf. Yeah, I love the rain. Yeah. If you live in Oregon and don't love the rain, move. That's all I have to say, because it rains 10 months out of the year here, at least 9. And usually most of that time is spent cold and rain. So don't come here. It sucks. The weather here is absolute shit, and the people are really mean, and the air is really polluted, and it's just a dirty place to come live. Dusty and windy and rainy and cold, and then it snows and ice, and it's just terrible. Right now, you got a couple weeks. Is that for me?
No, it's just hanging it back up. Finding out where it goes.
Well, Mike, you need to yell at me in front of 18,000 people.
What the hell's going on over here?
She's coming along, man.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
A lot of work on this thing, so Jeff's gonna love it. But I was
It's a great
playing it.
bass. I miss those bass. What?
Check that out. I got a little bit of work left to do on it, but I gotta go eat first. We'll get this thing done.
Oh yeah, of course you will.
Oh yeah, man, it is light years better. That string action, half what it was.
He probably bought it from us.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure of it.
We
I'm
sold
sure
a lot of those. God, I wish they would bring some version of that back out.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the neck through simply because of what this bass is experiencing, which it's the neck angle,
Yeah.
which is common. But I was able to do some work down here and get it. It won't be your telly.
Well, yeah, but it'll be
Right,
nice.
It'll be close.
Yeah. And they always look groovy.
Yeah, really cool looking.
Good
Yeah.
hardware, nice pickups.
Oh, and he texted me yesterday. He's got that cheap Ibanez Geo
Oh, yeah.
bass he brought in. He's like, I need you to set that up because this one was broken. He couldn't use it. He sent me a text yesterday or the day before, and he's like, dude, I don't know what you did, but he's like, I don't even know if I want that other one back. So, you know.
Well, that's it. I mean, once you get them set up, it's what we always tell people. What guitar should I buy to start with? Anyone that's set up.
Yep. The one with the right setup in it. Yep.
I'll get Joey to put those somewhere unless he's.
There's room in back.
Yeah.
For those, we can put those back there.
Joey,
Okay, guys.
amplifiers out.
I know some folks are just showing up or just commenting in the chat, but I've got to go. I've got to go eat. I've got to take care of my health.
Oh, you're talking to everybody.
And my boss is yelling at me again. So let me see. Just so you know, there's my blood glucose. Hopefully you can see it.
You don't have to worry
We
about
put
it.
those in the.
There you go. So it's 82 right now, which is just slightly low, but it's good. I'm in the
He told me to
green.
keep them under my bench.
Yeah, Miss Snooks, you're awesome. Ms. Snooks, please, yes. All right, you guys, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in today, and I appreciate everybody. All right, you are loved. Wow.